Hi, collective. Today I want to talk about plants and crystals, their energies, and how they really can affect on your life. And also, I want to talk about how you can develop certain gifts that you know you have, and how you will know you have. Um, and you will see they are all in connection when you look at that we talk about energies that plants or stones or crystals carry, and also how you can develop your own practice, learn about them, and make it yours. Well, after it's up to you how do you do it, but personally, when I learn, for example, when I learn about the plants, I learned from books, I learned from other people who used it, and it's really good at the beginning when you start something to learn from other people. That is the basic of knowledge, okay? But after, what do you do with this knowledge? Okay, because you can continue doing the same thing that these people do, or you can develop and, like a scientist, pose question and try to find solution and try to do some kind of research, combining plants, using them in different situations and see the effects. And what you can do is learn yourself, and maybe you can even develop more powerful rituals, routines, healing process with plants. Then what have you learned? And it is really well work with stones also. You need to know also that elements has also energies that you can use for spiritually, heal yourself, protect yourself, or any kind of practices, what spiritual work, what you want to do. And you know that really well, I know. But what I want to talk about here is the best thing is to understand how the energy works. And after people say that, yeah, but there is no point. I worked with people, simple healers, who did know nothing about chakras, but they could make a concoction that could even help. Well, I have to be really careful. How do I say this? But they could help to heal even sicknesses that is impossible to heal on a 3D level on Earth. Okay. So after people say that they are charlatans, that's not true. I met people who could handle their sickness or other people's sicknesses. They were simple women who were healing people around them in a village with plants that she cooked together, made into a tea, and people got healed from diseases that medication couldn't heal, or operation or anything. Well, you need to understand that you have to be realistic. Of course, I'm not encouraging anybody to stop going to the hospital having operations, but there are possible to hack the matrix with these energies of plants in a way that you could achieve and manifest whatever you want. You want to manifest wealth, you can. You want to manifest your health, you can. It's easy to say, I know, but what I'm talking about today is to learn the process and be a spiritual scientist yourself and learn to play with these energies. For example, take the plants. You need to learn for the basic, like what plants has what kind of energy, that you can't mix up, for example, water energy plants with fire energy plants, because their effect will be erased. So there's basic stuff you need to learn. And it goes through how you do your research and practice on yourself, on the situations in your life. There are certain plants that can speed up manifestations. There are certain plants that can draw in whatever you want to manifest. Certain plants can has a dominating energy. Certain plants has such a powerful energy that if you use it in your manifestations, like banishing or protecting yourself, they practically reinforce your aura, and nothing spiritually can go through it. Also, some concoction or some plants can be used to purify your body, are used for people certain plants combinations to purify the sacral or base chakra. Both of the chakra can be purified with certain plants. And after you learn also that the energy of the plants is not the only thing that you can use when you do energy work. Okay? When you're a shaman, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Shamans use lots of plants, mushrooms. They know what energy these plants has and what they can use it for. With plants, the only problem is the energy is not that stable than with, for example, with crystals. Simple fact that the plants won't live forever. The plants won't live for a long time, a few months, if we talk about trees, a few years. Look at stones, look at crystals, thousands or even millions of years. So their energy is more stable. So when you can detect energy, you have a talent of energy healers, Reiki healers, or any kind of other type of energy workers. You will have a kind of sense in your hand that you will be able to detect, even if you are mediums, because mediums can also with their hands detect energies. Or if you are an energy reader, you can sometimes read energies of objects, okay? So how you can do it, like take a plant in your hand, close your eyes and meditate and feel its energy. You don't feel anything, or it's obvious you don't have a gift on that area, but if you can feel the energy of that plant, that is something is special in you that you need to develop, because you might have to work with energies. The same thing with crystals. Or mediums, when I know somebody has a mediumic gift, you can test this gift, hiding objects and giving option to the person which object is hidden. Maybe they won't get it right the first time, but as they learn to channel on and see with their third eyes, they will get it better and better every time. And when you small objects like that, they can get it really well, you can go to the next level. You can go to the next level that in the other room, something is happening and the medium has to read it. After you can go in distance. There are many techniques, but what you do is really connect to the field and you read or work with energies. Some of us even, they don't need to close their eyes. You are on a free day, but your third eyes is on the field, the energy field, and can detect the energy of people, energy of objects. But it's really, really strange to explain. For example, you can see somebody not physically. but they soul. Okay, when you see souls, people imagine you see the etheric body. No. When you see a soul, you see the energy. And when you know what I'm talking about, because you can read souls, you will understand. Well, if you don't get upset. Not everybody has this type of gifts. Then you can read the soul of the person. This is a very, very complicated at the moment to explain. But if you can see some energies moving around and energies concentrating in one place, when you talk to someone and you can see their soul, sometimes it's scary. You don't know what's going on. Where your third eyes is detecting the person's soul, and they saw you see the vibration, the soul vibration, the energy. Okay, that is a huge possibility that you have a mediumic gift, and you can read energies. Okay, so you don't need to get scared if you have this gift and say, oh my God, what is this? Sometimes it does develop from childhood. Mediums usually have these gifts from childhood, so they can detect souls, or some people can detect spiritual beings, and that can be very shocking for a child, because the spiritual realm is not really for children. It's not really fun, but they learn by years to deal with this. Okay, if you detect souls, you might be an energy reader. You can be a medium also, but energy readers are often seen as energies. Some of them can see these energies like lights, different shade of lights, different shade of darkness, and they just know that type of light is what type of energy. They will learn by time, and it's like something subconscious. You can't control it really, and what you do is you need to practice to try to read energy more and more. Okay, it's like a mediumic person. First you hide an object in a hand or in a box, and you ask the medium what is it. First you give options to choose. When it goes well, after you don't give options at all, they need to guess it, what is in the box. Or you know, you go in other bedroom or room or whatever other place where there is a wall that is impossible to see it, and after you go in distance. So there is many ways you can develop these type of gifts, or make it more correct, more accurate. And I go back to the plants. So the plants has a really good energy that can be used in spiritual work. The plant that is you just recollected has different energy than the plants that you dry and use it up after a year or 2 years. Okay, you will learn when you work with plants. Also, you need to you will understand that this energy is not that stable, not that powerful than, for example, stones. So when a Reiki healer use crystals to heal, it depends what kind of crystals, because every crystal has different energy. You need to accumulate a huge knowledge about crystals if you want to use them for healing or manifesting or this kind of stuff. And of course, with crystals you need to be, when you, I just don't understand people why they make it smooth, because the energy change when you make a crystal smooth. So me, I really like crystals in a brute state, because the energy is really different than those crystals that is very smooth. Okay, I'm not saying those crystals that are smooth are useless, because not. And I think Reiki healers prefer to work with crystals that are smooth, because it's much more it's better to put on the body, because it does not hurt the patient, okay? So or the client. But personally, I prefer crystals who are not smoothened. Visually, they are not that beautiful, but the energy that they emit is much more stable and much more stronger. So when you play around with energies of crystals, energies of plants, you will understand that you are not just a spiritual worker, not just a spiritual being, person who becomes spiritual, but you are a spiritual scientist, because you will do your own research. You will get, when you get on that level that you combine different era of spiritualism and try to achieve an energetic change with different field of the spiritualism, like plants or crystals, or the elements like fire, you will step into the path of alchemist. Because what do? You do start playing with energies. Sometimes you can fuck yourself off with it, I'm telling you, because when you start experimenting, sometimes things goes wrong, okay? Because sometimes you match up energies that don't go together. Well, you will learn. You need to have this natural curiosity of an alchemist to go in it and do it, an experience. Do you understand? When you have this natural curiosity in your soul that you want to learn about this, how they work together, a spirit, your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors can lead you in new eras of your research in spirituality. For example, when you have contact with your ancestors, you have contact with your spirit guides, they can teach you. They can teach you about plants, they can teach you about some rituals or ceremonies that you can't find in books, okay? Because nobody ever written down, but some of your ancestors was a powerful shaman, a powerful healer, a powerful witch, or whatever. They can teach you to give that knowledge. So it's the same thing than Edison or Tesla. When they were in a certain meditative state, they could tap into the field and draw out knowledge from there. So you do you do a bit like them, only you contact your spirit guides, your spirit ancestors, and you draw out the knowledge from them. Do you understand? So after, when you can do astral traveling, it is possible to meet new spirit guides. Well, when you are in a witch school, for example, there you learn. When you astral travel, you can meet all kinds of spirit guides that they can offer their guidance to you. So you know which spirit guides you resonate better with than the other. Okay, so why I'm saying this, when you are in an astral realms, you can learn also about energy, also about rituals, about you can accumulate a huge knowledge and bring it down to the 3D. Okay, just like Edison or Tesla did scientifically in electricity. Okay, they created all this kind of research. You can do that spiritually in your own practice. Okay, then you has to use your brain, because, for example, when I do shamanic ceremonies, sometimes I combine other practices also, not just shamanic. So at the end, I finish with a powerful ceremony, a powerful ritual, but you can find witchcraft elements in it, you can find Reiki elements in it, you can find shamanic elements in it. And what is important, the energy that I put together, they work really well. So they can create whatever I want to achieve with them. But until I got there, I had to do lots of research and try it. And sometimes the whole thing got fucked up because it didn't work, okay? So you have to do the same things in your practice when you study different field of spirituality. If you're just into Reiki, after you're just into plants or just shaman is nothing else, I respect that because you want to keep it pure, you want to keep it like that. Do not misunderstand. But there are many of us who has many gifts, not just once or two or three, but many. And when souls give you many gifts, you get all those gifts so you could combine them and create something new. And that is an alchemist work. Okay? So, this is really, really important. Like, you can use certain, you will feel what you are drawn to. So, for example, if you are drawn to in witchcraft to sigils, or some people call it sigil, you learn where you can use it. Me personally, I used on places that no witch ever used that before, and combined it with plants, combined it with crystals, and sigils has energy. Okay, because first of all, when you create a sigil or sigil, there is you put already an energy in it. After, you need to learn how to charge this sigil on top of that the energy will be stronger, and after have to release this energy from the sigil. Okay, you can combine, for example, sigils with shamanic work. You can combine candle magic with shamanic work. There's so many possibilities you can work with, but you need to be patient, because what you do is you learn how energy work with another energy. So it is possible that two energy will destroy each other. It is possible that two energy will make each other stronger. And that could happen also, that you put two kind of things together with the energy will be uncontrollable. So you need to be on top of that and maybe bring in another element that will calm them down. It's very simple. When you do some experiment with fire energy and it gets out of hand, you need to have something close to you that you can extinguish the fire straight away. And what is it? Usually water element or any other kind of element that can extinguish fire. Okay, so you bring that energy in. Some of you has really good gifts to work with water. Just because you have water sign, it doesn't mean you can work with water elements, okay? There is so much energy concentrated in water. So I met mediums who can read the water. So they could detect, for example, at this time anyway, so I don't want to get into this because I don't have a right to talk about everything, but she could put her hands in the water and tell there is a dead body in a lake, because she could read the information from the water. This is a type of gift that is extraordinary, but also works with energies. She have the police, okay? Anyway, so there are many gifts are out there that you are not even conscious that you have. And when you find out you have certain gifts, you need to work with it. And sometimes you need to play the scientist to merge them together. I mean, not the gifts, but when you work with your gifts, different things can be merged together and create something new. Okay? But you have to make sure that it's safe. Okay? Right. And don't test it on people until you didn't test it that it's really work, okay? When you are a healer. Anyway, well, you can't go really wrong when you learn about crystals, that certain crystals do certain energy healing, that plant has the same energy. You can combine them or create, for example, a sigil that goes with them. You can put them together with a shamanic ceremony. And for example, you have a powerful healing process that you developed. Okay, after people do not agree with me, I respect that. You have to have a certain wisdom, a certain gift also as an alchemist to be able to do that. So if you are not on that level, don't play around with it, especially not on other people, okay? But if you start growing spiritually, one day you will reach the alchemist level. Okay? And it was really interesting that when you discuss with spiritual people and you become friends, you can learn so many new things and that you never know that existed before. For example, when you learn how to protect yourself from negative energy, how to make your aura bulletproof, practically. And one day you meet a spiritual person who is on the light side. And when I discussed with her, I was shocked. And she explained to me that how she transmutes me negative energies, she practically eats them up. And I was shocked because I never heard about such a thing. How can you eat out negative entities, negative energies? And while I saw her doing it during practice and like I can read energies, I was really fascinated by this gift, you know. And there are alchemists who practically use their 3D body to accumulate. And these are certain empaths also. So what they do, they suck out. So what you will notice if you have these gifts, when you're around really negative people, they start feeling better and you suck out from them the negative energy and you somehow transform it inside you and you use that energy for yourself. That is another level. You won't do it straight away, but when you develop this gift, what you do is practically look for negative energies, put it somehow inside you, and your body, your soul is working like nuclear plant, a catalyst. Do you understand? So they will practically work on these energies. It will be like a volcano boiling inside you. And after, they will transform into a light energy. And when you have this light energy, you can send it out to manifest whatever you want. And it was really fascinating to see this woman doing that. And how she got this gift, well, I don't know how she got it, but how she developed it is she was continuously in the dark night of the soul under a heavy occult attack. And it's like under the pressure, she became a diamond, okay? So now, sometimes when I talk to people and I recognize this type of gifts for somebody, I send to this woman to learn because she's really, really perfected. And you should not get scared when it's happened with you, when you are this type of this is a certain type of empaths who can have this kind of gifts. Not all the empaths, okay? And when they realize that they practically soaking up the energy, negative energy of people, they become healers also, because when they do it, they heal people from negative energies. Do you understand? But I don't know why I have to talk about this. Maybe somebody with these gifts listening this, but you need to ask questions from your spirit team. Why are you made like that? You are made like that because maybe you have this gift. Do you understand? So this is an extraordinary gift, because most of the time we develop an aura that is really resistant to negative energy, so they can't get inside us. But some spiritual people has this kind of gift that they can transmute negative energies inside of them. This is a type of alchemist also. So you need to be, when you get into spiritualism, you have to be open-spirited, open-minded, and learn. If you want to be an alchemist, you have to, because there is no other way to create things. Do you understand? When you are a witch, and that is a really respectable thing to do, when you have your collection of spells and you start following word to word the spell, and you recreate it and you have results, well, fine, I'm happy for you. But you can go much, much further more than that. And after, if you don't wish to do it, you don't wish to do it, you're happy to live like that, it's fine, it's respectable, because that is a kind of spirituality that can be used for good stuff also. Reiki is the same. You go to a Reiki school, you learn for years, you master your knowledge, and you are a respectable Reiki healer. I give you all of my respect, but you are not an alchemist until you will step out of the box and you start mixing up things and creating. And yes, sometimes you fuck up things because it won't work. Sometimes it will work. Sometimes nothing will happen, you know. But that is the part of the experience. What does the scientist do? Experiences. And very often it has no results, or not a desirable results. But if you don't give up and you continue, you will gain wisdom and you will obtain the results what you desire. Or maybe better, you don't know what you will discover. That is the wonder and the magnificent how shall I put this? That is the in science that you look for something, you do the research, and sometimes you find something much better, something totally different but powerful. And being an alchemist is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. I remember I was mixing up different rituals for healing, working on human body, energies in a human body, and I used shamanic rituals and some witchcraft stuff, and also crystals, and many things I mixed up. And I was focusing on healing. I did not come to healing, but I did come to a certain technique that is purify the human soul, that purifies the human aura really in a powerful way. And it was really extraordinary discovery. Do you understand? But originally I started to research healing, and I got to something else, but it was powerful and it was useful, and still I'm using it, and people get really good results with that also. So after, if you are not open for things like that, you say, no, I'm a Reiki healer. I understand, because sometimes the craft needs to be kept clean. So please don't be mad at me. I'm talking about this. If it's not your cup of tea, just don't drink it, honey, okay? And as I told you, you need a certain spiritual maturity to be able to do that. And certainly a deep knowledge from many occult sciences, not just one. Okay? Right. You learn these energies, you will learn to be an alchemist. Today, it's really fashionable when people say, I'm an alchemist, I'm an alchemist. You will become an alchemist when you create something new. And when these new things, you can use it while after there is white alchemist and dark alchemist, evident that dark alchemist won't create divine things, but dark one. Me, I'm talking about white alchemists that they create, for example, you can create healing, you can create purification, you can, and usually an alchemist is really difficult to attack spiritually, because they are really transmuting everything on their own way. Like this woman I talk about, that she's practically spiritually eating up negative energies, negative entities. And when you can see that spiritually, the way she works, honestly, there is no negative energy who dares to approach this woman. So somebody try to attack her spiritually, she will laugh, because she will feed herself practically with that and get more and more positive energy out of it. So when some immature, dark spiritual worker think they can just curse someone, they just can go against someone and let's attack this person, they need to have You need to have a spiritual grade, a spiritual authority, certain way in a spiritual realm to see who do you attack. Because you can fuck yourself up really bad. And after you can be mad of the person who you wanted to attack and it didn't work. It's not that person's fault, honey. Everybody has a right to protect themselves. Do you understand? But when you attack a spiritual giant and you are just a baby witch, then excuse me, what do you look like? You look like, I'm sorry for saying that, I don't want to put you down, but that is idiocy, okay? So, and when you don't give up, you continue doing it again and again and again, and after even karma is busting your ass, and you just get more and more mad of the person that you are attacking, that it has no effect. So how do you want me to describe that? There is no wisdom there. Because if you have wisdom, you sit down and you say, okay, it didn't work. I leave this person alone. I work on something else. Because this scientific research on this thing, what I was doing, does not bring fruits, good fruits. After somebody goes into this because of the hate is so much taking you over, that you are not capable to stop, then you are not a witch. I'm sorry, you are not a witch. When you are in a witch school, the first thing you learn how to do shadow work, how the pyramid of the witches work, how the basics, how you can control yourself, how you can control your power. But honey, when you can't control yourself and you want to control other people, there is something is wrong with you, because you imagining being a witch or being a spiritual person, that is an easy peasy thingy bob. You just for fun, you read it from Pinterest, weekend is coming, you light your candle and fuck you all. That's what you say to people who you want to destroy. No, it does not work like that. It does not work like that. You need to learn about yourself. You need to learn to control yourself. You need to learn who you are, what is magic, and learn about the science. And it won't happen in 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 months, and you think you are fucking high priestess just because you do sex magic and open your leg and everybody in a covenant can fuck you, and now, wow, you are high priestess? No. Are you kidding? You become a whore. Okay? A hookah. Not a high priestess. To be a high priestess, it's much, much more than that. And a real high priestess, in my opinion, on light side does not do that at all. Such a thing. Okay? Also, things you do is give away your life force, your energy to this man. And they laugh on you. Okay? That's it. I don't want to put you down, honey. It's not that. If you're doing this, I wish you well to come out of it, purify yourself, get a shaman who can help you to purify your soul, your base chakra and your sacral chakra, because you really fucked up with other men's energy. I'm telling you. You need to learn about energies when you are spiritual, and energies does not work like this way. Excuse me, they work in a negative way if you do it, and it won't elevate you. It can't elevate you. When you have a different partner every 2 days, it's impossible. You can't get elevated. You've become a prostitute practically. Do you understand? So after you don't agree with me, it's fine. You can get off my channel. You don't watch this video. I understand we can have different opinion. I'm talking about my own experience working with people and from my own life. And I worked with people who came out from a darkness. They did dark shits. And they had to go lots of purification, lots of healing, for all the things that fucked up their soul, fucked up their life. And in the dark sciences, they were taught this is a way of elevation. When all they did fucking up their own soul. Okay? So after, this is my opinion. This is what I can see in spirituality. You do not agree with it. I understand. I respect you. But please respect my opinion also. You don't like it, stop hating them. Well, honey, I got used to that people are attacking me, so you can go and attack me. I don't care. You will see what's going to happen with you. But I'm talking about spiritual, talking to people who really on a light side or even neutral side, they want to understand this spiritual science, how you can improve it, how you can improve your gifts, and also how you can combine them, and that's when you start becoming an alchemist. Okay, well, today I talk about this just this much. We are almost 1 hour video, and not everybody wants to watch so long videos. I'm sorry for talking so long. Soon I will start a spiritual courses that is available for certain people. I do not wish to teach people who use it for dark side, okay? So these courses, usually I teach light workers, I teach star seeds, and people who really wants to help humanity. They want to help the consciousness of the earth. So I want to work with people like that, and that's why sometimes people are not accepted straight away on my courses, because I need to make sure these people are really on a light side, and they won't use this knowledge for destroy humanity or the earth itself, or the universe itself. Because honestly, you won't manage to do it, because before you do, you will be hunted down on the spiritual realms, and actually I'm protecting you, because you can fuck yourself up with it, okay? Some knowledge can't be used on a dark side, because when you do it, it will fuck you up. And for that, you need a kind of maturity and wisdom to understand that you can't do that. And usually, spiritual workers who are neutral understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Right. Thank you very much for watching this video.